All right, welcome Sacramento soccer fans to another State of the Republic Town Hall live show, hashtag SacVSD edition. We're really excited to be back on here doing these town halls, and hopefully next Friday we have another town hall. But of course, as we know, we might be in playoffs, but we have no idea if we're actually going to be hosting quite yet. But we will actually know a little bit more, hopefully, 8 p.m. or otherwise halftime at tomorrow's game if New Mexico loses or ties, which would be good. So we don't have to worry about getting any points, but we should get the points either way. But just to ease the anxiety that we'll probably all be having. All right, everyone. We'll be back on here in about a minute. But for now, let's go ahead and play our introductory video. All right, and we are back here on the show. Thank you so much to everyone who is joining. As always, if you'd be able to share this with a friend, we'd greatly appreciate it. We are live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, so feel free to share anywhere there as well, so we can get more people on here commenting on tomorrow's game against San Diego Loyal. But let's go ahead and introduce some of our co-hosts here tonight. First, let's go all the way over to Arizona with Jared. How's it going, man?
Doing excellent here. It's finally starting to get not so summer around here, which means in the low to mid 90s. But of course, the regular season here is drawing to a close as well. Cannot wait to see tomorrow's match. Uh, Meanwhile, as far as the local club, they've been out for a while. They're already starting to advertise for next year's tickets. But yeah, all the drama is going to be at Hard Health Park tomorrow. I mean, cannot wait.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We all can't wait for tomorrow's match and hoping for that 1 point at least, just so we don't have to be glancing over at New Mexico and worry about that. But we can't hope that New Mexico is going to lose because they're playing against a Colorado that while they might be above in the table from us, they've already secured their place. They're really not playing for much other than maybe be higher than Miami FC in the East, but that's probably not all that much. So they might not even be playing their starters. So yeah, it's gonna be a tough one there for Colorado, but either way, we'll be of course rooting for them. All right, and next, let's go ahead and go over to the guy who is either Ubering or maybe getting out of work. William, how's it going, man?
Well, yes, of course. Inside in a very dark lit car. Yeah, I am doing live actually. So welcome aboard, guys. So I cannot wait for to be sharing with you guys. Although I'm kind of talking a little bit, kind of highs and lows because I am still a reco- I'm still a recover from my cold at this point because I know there is an unusual sore throat in my mouth right now. So hopefully, because of that, mucus is going to be going away soon right now. So yeah, I am still looking forward for tomorrow's matchup against a San Diego Loyal for sure.
Yeah, we'll hope you get better soon, man. And if we get a home match, we'll probably be seeing you on there on the 22nd, right on
Yeah,
Saturday.
Yeah, I will
Yeah.
that because
Well, I was going to say, I would say if Espanols was still open on Folsom Boulevard by Cordy Brothers, I would definitely recommend the minestrone soup. But really, for any cold, definitely get a good minestrone or any kind of soup. That
mhm.
definitely helps out with the cold and to get you filled. But hopefully you get over it soon.
Yeah,
I know how nasty they can be.
yeah, exactly right. Including making homemade chicken noodle soup though.
True, true.
Yeah,
Yeah. Can never go wrong with homemade soup. Really, any kind of soup when you're going through that.
yeah.
Um, all right. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at how San Diego's form is looking like. What are their last couple of matches like? So as we know, last Sunday they tied against the New Mexico United 3-3. We were rooting for them to get some points in that match, but unfortunately, I mean, all they could do is do a tie. But either way, it was good for us because otherwise we would have had to actually beat them as well tomorrow. And let me go ahead and make it bigger here on the screen.
You
Before
need to get a
that,
zoom a little more. Better.
yeah, it looks like it's a little better now.
It's a little
Before that,
tiny.
they actually played against Orange County, tied against them as well, 2-2, and then before beat Las Vegas Lights 2-1, and then beat Phoenix Rising 3-0. So, I mean, their form is not too bad. 2 wins, 2 ties in the last 4 matches. So,
Mm,
I think it can happen. I mean, they've been second place for a while. They've held on to that form. So it looks like this isn't a team that is just going to have, bench players start tomorrow because they really have already secured second place. So what do you guys think
yeah.
of this San Diego squad? I mean, what you've seen thus far?
Mm, well, I will say they are doing very well for the loyal because I know they've been playing very well fought because I know there were some highs and even lows, and even though there are some of those same old scores to make it more reasonable drawn games against OC, including New Mexico United actually, because I know earlier a while ago after that match ended because we do not realize according to the USL champ, we know that New Mexico United advancing to be making to the playoffs next. So we don't know if they are going to able to be advancing farther if if they are going to win or lose of that match. So hopefully, hopefully on the other hand, because of the San Diego Royals, I guess they are seem to be pretty much more confident at this point. So I'm sure they might be going to hand out for that play very well against Sacramento though. So it depends. So it is going to be a little bit of tough game in my opinion though.
Yeah, this is definitely foot off the gas for San Diego. I mean, of course, they easily handled Phoenix and Las Vegas,
Mm,
but the fact that they could only muster a draw against Orange County and then also against New Mexico, I mean, it's really up for grabs as far as how this
mm,
next and last regular season match is going to go for both teams. We
mm,
we almost we've had chance after chance to get the lead in some matches or even the score, and it just has not been going our way, unfortunately. So this
yeah,
is really definitely going to be a pick 'em match between Republic FC and San Diego Loyal. I mean, it's
true.
really up in the air.
Hmm.
Yeah, we left it all the way over to the last game of the season to actually let us know what position we're going to be in the table. And I keep saying, right, we had plenty of matches that we could have just gotten the 3 points and not worry about tomorrow and already be well on our way to hosting the match, right? And even the team could have already been selling tickets. So lots of things, right, that could have changed. And maybe, we would have already had tickets sold out for that first playoff home game. But of course, we had to leave it to the very last game here. And speaking of other matches, right, our form is definitely not as great as San Diego's form. We did tie against Pittsburgh Riverhounds last Sunday, 1-1. Before that, we had 3 consecutive losses, right, against Los Dos, Phoenix, San Antonio. Granted, 3 losses that should not have been losses to, at the very least, should have been a tie against San Antonio. And then against Phoenix, should have been a win. Against Los Dos, also should have been a win because of that red card they had. So our last win is back when we beat Orange County 4-0 in that game over in September 18th. So yeah, we're almost, reaching a month without getting a win. So tomorrow is almost like a must win, right? Because you can't go into the playoffs and say that you haven't won in a month, because that's a little difficult, right? When it comes to, your form heading into that first playoff game.
Yeah, exactly right. Because I know Sacramento plays very, very well against OC, but even during of the last 3 matches, things have got a lot more turnarounds upside down. Because we know earlier when they were playing against San Antonio, they are getting much more rougher at this point. Even though what just happened earlier, a recall for that moment when Roro has several yellow cards, including a Dan Casey getting his first red card. It is a complete surprise the way it was. And even battling against Phoenix Rising at home, they've been lost. And then playing right here, coming back to LA, playing Los Dos, they are also lost as well. So I guess the formation here because of Sacramento until they are coming back until playing with Roro, including Dan, after 2 games later against Pittsburgh Riverhounds, which I didn't see it, but I've seen some reactions about it. It is a pretty intensifying game. So the only thing the only reason why how Sacramento Republic really was, it needs to be much more a better agility, a better team player work efforts, and be much more precise to get the free goals matches to make a 3 points win. So no matter how, if it's a 1 goal, 2 goals, 3 goals, or anything else without being tied and so forth, I guess Sacramento definitely needs a must win to get 3 points for the final game at home.
Yeah, they need to go back to, the team that we saw mid-season, right? The team that made it to the Open Cup final. That's what we need to see back. So, hopefully we get to see that same team back tomorrow, because we need them for playoff time. But let's go ahead and take a look at the standings. As we all know, right, just 1 more game left, basically for all teams, right? Well, except El Paso. Actually, El Paso already finished theirs, but 1 more game left for most teams, basically in the West, and playoffs are already, getting pretty interesting, right? And if we look at the table, really anything can happen, right? El Paso's already out, right? Like I mentioned, they've already finished their games. They're out of playoffs there. But we could always see a last-minute Las Vegas Lights, if the results actually go in their favor, actually make it to the playoffs, right? Who would have thought that Las Vegas, who last year everyone wanted to play against them, is now, a win away and, a couple of results, right? Needing either RGB or Oakland to lose. And let's actually take a look at who they're playing. They're playing against Los Dos, which really has nothing to play for. So
for the final game, though.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one. And let's see who Oakland plays.
And by the way, for the Oakland Roots, they're going to play against Pittsburgh Riverhounds again.
Okay. That one's.
So I think that means for Oakland, including Pittsburgh, similar effect though.
and RGB plays against Monterey, which sadly, for them, they are actually out. They put
On
up
the
a good
playoffs.
fight. They were so close, but even if they win, that's not going to help them there. But
Yeah.
interesting, right? Because you could always have Las Vegas winning and Monterey actually, beating RGB and actually helping out their fellow neighbors, right? If they want to help them out, right? Because they are also rivals, so it could go the other way around, and they might be okay with handing over the 3 points since they don't really have much to play for, really. But it'll be interesting to see what happens in the table there, and who gets the points, who gets the last minute ticket. And as a lot of y'all have been saying around, I mean, Oakland is probably the team that no one is going to want to play against, right? We know the run they made last season too, right? Making it all the way to semifinals when it was their very first season. And anything can happen. If they manage to clinch that 7th ticket, they might be playing against San Antonio. And I wouldn't be so sure, even though the point differential is so much. Oakland is something else too, so it'll be interesting if they make it into playoffs and how that matchup will look like. But when we look at the top part of the table there, San Diego Loyo, they've already secured 2nd place. Colorado has already got 3rd place. It's still just a point away for us to guarantee the 4th spot, or New Mexico losing or tying their last game against Colorado Springs Switchbacks tomorrow too. So that game will be at 6 p.m. An hour before ours starts. So kind of helps us out to already know how things are at halftime and know exactly what we need, if we need anything to get the 4th spot at that point there. And then below them, RGB and Oakland, as we mentioned, 46 points. So anything can happen right there. I mean, RGB, Oakland, they managed to pull the win. They could be above New Mexico potentially if New Mexico loses. Now, if New Mexico ties, then we have to go back through their matchups and see, who would actually be where and what would happen there. So we'll have to find out. Oh, and it looks like we just got Podcast Mom joining us. Hey, Sharon, how's it going?
Oh, hi, Sharon.
Let me take
Hey,
off.
guys. Yeah, hey, so I'm all lit up. William's in the dark. Luis is in the dark. Jared and I are all like in the light. So we got 2 lights, 2 darks. Okay, so where are we? Oh, gosh,
I'm doing
that
left,
name.
Joe.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're talking about playoffs and
Yeah.
what the playoff picture looks like in general, like
Yeah, no.
what matchups.
Sharon doesn't
So-
like this. I don't want to wait till 6 p.m. on Saturday to figure out what the heck is going on, right? Or halfway through our match. I forget what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, halfway through our match.
Yeah, that's just BS, right? It's like, oh, this is driving me nuts. I don't like that.
The one positive I can think about this situation is it's definitely going to put ESPN Plus through its paces for us. I'd rather we had already won the home hosting outright, but the past few matches we've had, it hasn't exactly helped. Now we have to hope that New Mexico either draws or loses by our halftime, and then some of the stress goes away a little bit. But that's going to be out of our hands, unfortunately.
Okay, now here's a scenario, y'all. And I want to know, like, who you would rather play, because we're either going to play New Mexico, RGB, or Oakland. That's for sure. Depending what happens tomorrow, the results and all that, we're going to be playing against one of those 3 teams. Either, if it's away, it's going to be New Mexico if, that ends up happening. But who would we want to play against? Who would we want to host of those 3 teams there?
Well, let's just pretend that New Mexico
Yeah.
gets a point, right? Okay, let's pretend they
Okay.
tied.
Yeah.
And let's pretend RGV doesn't like do anything, like they don't win, or maybe only they tie and they tie. Gosh, if we're at home, who have we beaten the most? RGV or Oakland?
Definitely not Oakland.
Definitely Oakland for sure. Yeah.
No,
We-
well,
we
we
won
haven't.
them once.
We almost tied
we-
Oakland.
No, we beat Oakland the one time.
Yeah,
Early
that's
this
one time,
season.
the last one. The last.
What about
game.
RGV? What have we done against RGV in our whole history?
Ooh, that's a good question. I know we don't do good away at RGB.
No, I'm saying if we play at home, we would.
If we were to
face-
host.
Yeah, if we're the host, we might face New Mexico, RGV, or Oakland.
I think we've had a hard time against all three, honestly, too.
I know they
I remember,
are,
yeah. Yeah.
but
Well, if we're at
I'm-
home, it's like I think they're all equal. If we've had a hard time with all of them, I would take any of them at this point. Wait, which
Yeah.
one will not have fans at the RGV won't bring any
Yeah.
fans, and neither would New Mexico. So either one of those.
No.
Forget Oakland.
No.
They'd bring fans. So forget it. And William
They
would
are.
have to wear 2 shirts if we played Oakland. So forget Oakland.
oh my gosh!
Mhm.
Right?
Am
I'm not wrong.
right
I'm
in
not-
moment
I am not
here?
wrong.
Oh
I'm not
my
wrong,
God.
William.
I do support both teams, but this is so hard.
Not in playoff time, though. I mean, playoff time is another time.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyhow,
Yeah,
but
but,
if we don't win and New Mexico ends up winning their match, we're going to New Mexico. And I don't mind traveling to Albuquerque. I mean, that's a beautiful place. So
It is
Jared,
a
let's get those tickets lined up. It'll be during a weird
Yeah.
weekend.
Be
Whatever.
next door, more or
Yeah.
less.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's hope that doesn't happen, right? Because it would be such a shame that last minute we lose the opportunity to host, and then it becomes an away trip just because we, couldn't get any point. Just 1 point is all we needed. And any of the matches we lost, a tie would have been all we just needed. So
So
it's a
crazy.
shame, but it's almost highly unlikely that Oakland will actually be our rival because we are just seeing right now who each team is going to play, and Oakland plays Pittsburgh Riverhounds, and they actually travel over there, so it's going to be really tough for them. And then RGB plays Monterey, who
Okay,
is already
Let me
out.
ask you this. What has Pittsburgh? Where are they in the standings? Are they fighting for anything in this last match? So let's look
I
at
think
this.
Pittsburgh, it is on the 6th.
Yeah, they're fighting for 5th potentially if the right results match up and Detroit.
Okay.
ties
Oh
up.
yeah, trying to get past Detroit
They
City.
are tied.
So they've already blown their opportunity for home field advantage. So they're probably looking to get into 5th place so they can play the 4th place team technically. They'd rather do that than play the 3rd place team.
Then played Tampa Bay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Tampa Bay. I mean, they've had quite a bit of drama going on lately with one of their players originally being suspended for 12 games, but that ruling ended up being overturned.
So if I were Pittsburgh playing Monterey, I'd be like, "Oh, I'm in it to win it. I'm not taking anything." So Monterey will most likely lose
Or
given that
Oakland.
scenario.
Oh, Oakland.
Oakland.
They're playing Oakland. Yeah.
Oakland, sorry,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oakland.
Yeah.
And then who does RGV play this final match?
So
They
are,
are playing.
who did we say? No, let's go
RBG
ahead.
is playing against
Monterey.
Monterey.
Yeah, they're the ones
Yeah.
playing Monterey. Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah, and Monterey's already out.
but RGV would be playing balls to the wall essentially, so that they can move up in standings. So they're going to want to play to win. So you've got all these teams that are going to want to play to win, and they're going to be playing hard. Pittsburgh's going to play hard. RGV is going to play hard. They're all going to play hard so that they can win and boost their standings. We're going to be playing. I mean, we're bringing it. If you listen to the little, they were mic'd up, or I don't know, they had like this little excerpt today that they posted in, and the squad they know they have to get after it. They have to get points. And San Diego, what a formidable opponent, but they're already secure in 2nd place. So they may put in, Jared has said they'll play their starters because starters need time together, but I don't think they'll play them for the full match. So there may be some opportunities for us to squeak in, some goodness, some of the Sac Republic goodness against San Diego. What do you guys think?
Well, I definitely think we need to make some history. I mean, San Diego is one of the few teams left that we have yet to defeat. I mean, the past 6 games have resulted in 4 draws, and the 2 wins out of the series have both gone to San Diego. So this would be a great message to send to San Diego if we can manage to get the win, for our first time in history against them. But San Diego, they will either maybe go half and half between the A team and the rotating squad, or they may choose to experiment with lineups. Given that this is the last regular season, but they already know they're going to be playing the following week over at Torero Stadium. And it looks like Tina has voiced, don't know. Oakland has been looking good lately. Well, yeah, Oakland has always been a painful one. I mean, you never know what Oakland you're going to get from them, but it seems like anytime we get them, we've been on the short stick.
Yeah, they did just beat Hartford Athletic away, and they beat Birmingham Legion at home. So, yeah, I mean, this is definitely a team that is on a roll, right? And of course, they know that they need to secure the win or maybe get a tie just to make sure that Las Vegas doesn't, take their ticket away.
Yep.
So it's going to be quite an interesting one. That one's going to be at 4 p.m. So if anyone wants to watch a game before, you might start tuning into the New Mexico one. That's one to watch. Keep an eye out for that one because I think it's going to be a really interesting one. So there you have it. 4 p.m. is the start time for that. But yeah, like I mentioned, one of our three rivals will either be New Mexico, RGB, or Oakland. And if we do host the match, then it could still be one of the three. It looks unlikely, but I mean, you never know. New Mexico could lose, and then it's RGB or Oakland that we end up hosting. But like Sharon said, I think we'd rather not play against Oakland because they will bring fans and they will fill up all of section 112, I believe is what it is, and even maybe another section. So, yeah, we do not.
Well, also, let's not forget Las Vegas is mathematically still in the playoff hunt, so they do have a match tomorrow. It could be possible that, although unlikely, that RGB and Oakland could draw or lose, and Las Vegas win. Right now, Las Vegas is sitting at 44 points. So if RGB and the Roots somehow both lose, and Las Vegas wins, I mean that's Las Vegas in the playoffs. But then again, I don't know how likely that is from happening, but stranger things have happened. I mean, we got to keep an open eye on all the scenarios.
Yeah, that's true. That would be an epic, last-minute playoff ticket from Las Vegas Lights there. The highest they could actually get to is 6th place. So at this point, I mean, those three teams are battling to who plays against San Diego, Colorado, or Sacramento. And I don't know. I feel like a lot of teams probably want to play against us because San Diego and Colorado's forms have been much better, at least in the last 4 or 5 games, right, than ours. So, yeah, they're definitely going to want to get out of that zone and try and not be, especially not be last place, right? Because last place plays San Antonio if you move on to semifinals. So,
oh man, it is so tough right now that our form is so dodgy. I'm just, maybe we're headed for another peak, because they always say, oh, you have to peak at the right time. Well, now is the right time. Wouldn't you say? So
yeah,
but not to be morose, but maybe we will have an angel on our side. Tomorrow is Crash Sean Kitka's memorial. I'll be going, and we'll just hope that we have an angel on our side. So we have we had a really good fan with him and a wonderful friend, and tomorrow's a big day.
Yeah, tomorrow's a big day. Hopefully, they can get the win, right, for him, because we know he's looking down on us right now. He's sending the best vibes, out to the team, and we've had a good season, right? Just like you said, we've been on a sloppy road these last couple matches, but the team's in good spirits right now. I know. Shout out to Heather for letting us know earlier that she was in the levy. She saw the team practice a little bit there, and it looks like things are looking good with the camaraderie and all that, which is great because it's tough when the results don't go your way, right? Especially when it's the last 4 games that we've been dealing with that. So
Hmm.
glad to hear that. But taking a look at the starting 11 for tomorrow, and I am pulling up here the starting 11 from the last match. Who do we want to see? I mean, do you guys want to see a repeat of last match, or who would you swap out from the last match for this one?
I'll go with Jared's first because he knows.
Well, I would definitely like to have Danny V in between the pipes. I mean, he's definitely done good, especially against a team like Pittsburgh. I mean, he only did play for them for a while. Now, unfortunately, I do have some concerns for Dougie because, according to the USL website, he is one yellow away from accumulation. But then again, this is going to be the last game of the regular season. But if I'm not mistaken, even if he were to get that yellow card, that would mean he would sit out of the next playoff match, wouldn't it?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I feel like it probably does get applied for playoffs. Yeah.
Okay, so I would rather him come off the bench, to be honest, Dougie. Other than that, I mean, we definitely could use Luis Felipe, Roro, Connor, yeah, have him in as well.
Mm-hmm.
I could see Dan Casey going in. Let's see. Tina says she wants Malik to start.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Malik Foster is a good choice, though.
Yeah, he is. I mean, I could definitely see him, getting in, putting some speed early on in the match. Maybe Duke. I mean, today is his birthday as well, so maybe he gives us the present of 3 points tomorrow. We'll see.
Yeah, that will work out. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's who I can think of at the moment here. How about everyone else's picks?
Jack Gurr, I think he will play.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I definitely say Malik too. If Malik is back in form, though, right? I mean, if he's not at 100% yet, then definitely bringing him in as a sub. But
I know we don't have Lee Desmond, and we've been rotating Josh and or Duke in the back line with Dan and Connor, and so it's kind of like a flip a coin over there on those two. But I would say whoever it was that started the game against either Kansas City or even Orlando, I would say whoever started those matches, LA, Kansas City, Orlando, that's who I would start. That would be my starting lineup, except for the Lee Desmond not being able to play. And then that's a toss-up. Do you put in Josh or do you put in Duke? And right now, Duke has really learned the position quite well. So I don't know. I'd have to give a nod to Duke with a wait and see, and then of course, Damia, Keko, Roro, Malik, Jack. The whole 9 yards right in that arena.
Just a quick little shout out here. Shout out to Hayden. He's tuning in right now. He just sent us a reaction to the video. So thanks, Hayden, for tuning in.
Hello, Hayden.
Hi, Hayden. What do you say, Hayden?
Oh yeah. He'll probably be like, if I could be there, I'd be there. If only there was a rule, right? I mean, Phoenix is out, so you could probably join, right? We could really use him right now. We haven't had the best of luck with our defenders, and it's been really tough on them, right? I mean, so many games, just higher likelihood of injury there. But there's the lineup for against Sporting Kansas City, Sharon. So, I mean, yeah, it's a good lineup, and I mean it worked well. So
yeah, it is good. Yeah, it is good. So I agree with Sharon's idea. So I think this lineup will be much similar to tomorrow's game. So hopefully it will happen, though.
But that was the lineup that started Douglas, and we didn't get the production out of
exactly
him.
Right.
So in place of Dougie, I might put in Malik.
Yeah, Malik Foster, that would be a good choice, though.
Not 100%. Yeah, right. And then the Lee Desmond thing, who do you put in for Lee? Do you put in Duke or do you put in
Duke
Shaw?
the crowd. I think Duke,
Yeah.
that'd be a good fit choice.
Oh yeah, 100% Duke. I mean, the other option, he's had his ups and downs, but sadly, I think more downs. And I just think this is a game when we need to have a better, more experienced player, at least with the team in general, right? Than Josh. I mean, he's just had his mistakes, but
Yeah.
I would also put Malik in place of Dougie if he's at 100%. If he's not, then I think Luther would be interesting to start him and have him in the lineup too. But I like having Gecko starting. That would be good having him there too, because we need that Spanish connection, right, with him and Damia. We know that when they actually connect with each other, they could do wonders out there too. So you definitely want, I think, both of them on the pitch too. So.
But what's interesting is the captain may have something to say because he has gotten some great service from Dougie, even when Keko's been on the pitch. Dougie has a way to find Roro. It's a liability and a blessing, because Dougie he'll work for Roro. It's kind of like, that little sign you put up, "We'll work for food" or whatever. He will work for Roro. And so, I mean, this may be that opportunity. If we see him in the starting lineup, Roro is going to be working hard with him, and coaching and guiding him to get around the corner, to break free, get around the corner and be that beautiful service, because that's what Dougie's done. And then what Keko has done in that same vein is Keko knows when to make the trailing runs. He knows all about, front post, far post, that kind of stuff, and setting up offensively and picking up the crap and also creating diversions in front of the goal. Keko draws players, let's face it. Between Roro and Keko, the players converge on him, right? And you have Dougie hanging out wide, kind of like a forgotten guy, because that's his role, is to kind of be forgotten. And so there are some positives to starting Dougie. So we'll see. We'll play a whole different system of play. And William, you have a bad cold, and dude, I am so sorry. Are you going to be okay tomorrow?
Yeah, I will, because I am still almost to recover soon, though.
Oh, sweetie, are you doing anything for that? Did you get checked to make sure you don't have anything deeper like pneumonia or anything like that? Are you okay?
No. Everything's good, though.
Okay, thank God. I heard that cough, and it's like, I've had that cough. I don't mean to call it out in public, but man, I care a lot about you and about everybody here. So, hey, Jared, are you going to hop a flight and be at this match?
I wish. I got a full dance card tomorrow, so that's why I'm taking my phone and my power bank with me. I've got an event up in Scottsdale to go to. Scottsdale's Taste of Italy, so I'm definitely going to be filling up on the Italian food up there during the daylight. And I've also got a separate event down in Tempe that I'll be going to as well. So I'm definitely going to be glued to my phone a lot tomorrow. I mean, not only for our match, but also to keep track of the other matches as well.
Right.
Well, there's always the first playoff game if it's at home, or if it's away in New Mexico.
True.
I have to see, because I'm also got plans for getting a ticket for the Suns Kings game out here in March, and tickets are already going on sale for that. So I definitely got to see how things go. I mean, as far as getting out to the playoff out there, I'll have to work some magic. I'll have to see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm
sure. I wish
sure.
that bet would have come through for you back when you placed that big old fat bet on Sac Republic that didn't come true.
Yeah, in Vegas.
The Vegas bet, because if that had happened, we'd be seeing you, I think.
Yeah, I either that or I probably would have been high rolling in Vegas at that time. But yeah, I think it's safe to say that my luck this year for sports betting is down the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's always playoffs, and the winnings might be more No, that would be
Yeah,
a really
exactly.
that'd be a really tough game.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, there's always that too. But yeah, so we'll see tomorrow who's in the lineup too. I'll be really curious to see who makes the bench as well, right?
Uh-huh.
I think we can never predict who's going to be in the bench, right? But there's a lot of guys who we haven't really heard much from, right? Like Emil Cuello. Like, I mean, if the guy is 100% to play, he should at least be in the bench tomorrow. And also Deschorn, right, as well. I feel like we haven't seen him in a while too, right? And at least the team hasn't said anything about them being injured. And we know what happened in the last match with Malik and Rafa having to like step in last minute there. But we got guys who can actually be in those positions. So I'm just saying, you know, the academy guys are great and all, but if those guys are fit, then you gotta have them in the bench, especially in these really critical matches, right? So we'll see who makes the bench, because I think the starting lineup, we might be able to predict at least like 85% of it too, but the bench is always the tough one to predict. And hopefully we maybe see Mario Penagos back in the bench. I mean, the guy's back, the guy's training, and it'd be great to see him back on the bench too. Especially if at halftime, you know, New Mexico loses or ties, right? And then virtually now we just have to get the win. And I actually want to get your guys' thoughts on this too. So say it's halftime, New Mexico lost or tied, we're set for fourth place. We basically have really nothing to play for in the second half. Do you start to sub out guys that are going to be beneficial for the following game, and then sub in academy guys and just let all the rest of the guys who don't see much minutes play? Do you do it like early on, or what would you do if you're coach and you got that result already, halftime talk? What do you do? And say the game is, I don't know, maybe tied at that point to make it easier.
Jared, I think you.
You know what? I'm still playing balls to the wall. Sorry.
Oh, Sharon, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I know Rafa Mario. Rafa's earned it. He's been around longer. It's so funny. If we're tied at halftime, it's balls to the wall. I'm leaving the starters on. I'm not making any subs until somebody drops. I mean, literally, they'll have a freaking week to recover. Grind the starters into the ground and tell them to leave it all out there. Sorry, this is the one time, Luis, where if we're tied at halftime, I don't want to see subs. I'm going to tell the players, if I'm Coach Briggs, I'm telling them at halftime, I don't want to see a single one of you walking. The minute you walk, you're off. You leave it all on the field. You can rest at 90 minutes when we're done playing. You can rest at the final whistle. Until then, you play hard and you play like your life depended on it, because it kind of does. And so, I don't care what the score is with New Mexico. I'd say just run it up. I don't like the losing mentality. I don't like the, we just found out whatever score, whatever. It's like, no, you get the most out of your players, because the only way that they can play 90 minutes is to play 90 minutes. That's the only way they build game fitness, match fitness, is to play a full freaking match. They're going to have to play a full match in a week in playoffs. So you might as well get, wring it out of them on this match, because they're going to have to do it in a week. They got to know what that feels like to be wrung dry. So I'm kind of in the position of, I'm not there. I'm not there, Luis. What about you?
Well, I think I would probably still do some subs, right? And I'm not saying I get sub in academy guys necessarily too, but just to make sure that some of your more critical guys are still, match fit for the following game. Like, for instance, like Rodrigo Lopez, we definitely need him in the playoffs too. So I would probably sub him in maybe 10, 15 minutes into the second half. And other guys, even Dan Casey would be another that I would sub out. Maybe bring in Souza at that point, or Thiago as well. Just do your subs based on the guys that are going to be guys that you want to see in the playoffs, right? That you want to see in that first game, just to give them some more rest, right? Especially because they've been playing a lot, and you just don't want to risk an injury happening too. But I get what you're saying though. If they play the full game, they'll be even more match fit. But yeah, I mean, at that point, I mean, I would start doing that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I gotta agree with Sharon. I mean, there's a possibility we can be playing San Diego again in a couple weeks, so this would be the perfect time to send a message. You know, if we're tied at halftime, just go a full Iberian ham on them. You know, just leave it out on the pitch, get that 3 points, make sure that you know we're telling the rest of the league, or at least the Western Conference, you know, yeah, we've slipped, but you know we're coming back again. We're coming back to our Open Cup status. You know, we're just gonna put everybody through the ringer as we can. So I mean, yeah, definitely try for the 3 points, secure the home playoff spot, take out New Mexico, and then see who we have for the second round. I mean, I know we can't really be looking too far in advance, but we need to go strong. Otherwise, if it'll all be for nothing, it'll just be a repeat of last year. But yeah, just go full on.
I love that Tina agrees with you and I.
Yeah, I agree with everyone else. So yeah, they need to step it up further. And of course, I agree with Tina's comment. It says no, finish strong. And guess what? Finish strong, folks. Because I know there are some few draws and few losses over the past 4 games. So hopefully for the final game against San Diego Loyal, they need to step it up and go ham all the time. So hopefully, yeah, go ham, Republic, because I'm sure they will find some better, good strategy skills in order to defeat for this match. Because I know we don't want to get another draw, we don't want to get another lose. That is why Sacramento needs to go hard and be prepared for tomorrow's match.
So now I want to change it up though. What if we're winning? And say we're winning.
Stays on the pedal. What stays on the pedal?
Him?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we need to turn Hard Hell Park into Cordy Brothers. All ham, no baloney.
Okay, so Sharon said, apologize for the eating on camera. I had it right just before the show. Okay, because I know
you're fine. You're fine.
We got some camera oopsies for a while, including me, because I got a minor cold, actually. But I'm still almost recover right now soon at this point.
So how many miles was your ride?
It wasn't as much as I normally do. Earlier in the week, I did 18 and then a 20 miler earlier. But today was probably only, I want to say 7 or 8. But it was, I'll send you my bike loop. I won't send you my loop.
Whoa.
Anyhow, thank you for asking. But I was hungry once I got home.
Oh yeah, after doing any miles on the bike, that's a workout. Tina, they need to go into playoffs with positive momentum. Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely 100% right. Tina,
Yeah, that's
100%.
true. They need to make sure that they don't get a loss at the very least, right? I mean, we need to win, but if it comes down to it, then I guess get the tie, but just don't lose. Because and I think for multiple reasons, right? Not just because we're in a not so good last couple of games, but because if you lose and say, I mean, let's say New Mexico loses or ties, they're gonna be like, you know what? Anyone could beat them at home, right? San Diego just beat them. They lost that game. They're not feeling as confident at home. They just tied. It's been a while since they won at home. At that point, it would have been like more than a month since we've won. So it could really hurt our mentality, right, going into it, even if we do host the match, if we lose tomorrow. So could be tough. All right, well, last portion of the show here, as usual, our predictions, and we've given them already, and Sharon, I know you had posed the idea of changing predictions. I know we added the fourth category, and if you still want to do that, I know I agreed to it. That was fine. I'm all good with that too. I mean, it'll stay here recorded. So up to you, or if you just want to go with the same ones, then I'll read them out.
I know you probably already said what the predictions were earlier in the pod, but can you repeat what Jared and I don't remember. It's been too long.
All right, so Sharon said 1-1, Luis scoring the first goal, Roro being back up, Sacramento's going to get the first yellow card, Sacramento's going to be the first team to score. Jared said 2-2, Luther gets the first goal. If he's not there, Luis gets the goal. Also, first yellow card to San Diego, and first team scoring San Diego. That's what you two said.
What did you say?
I said a 1-1 tie, just like you said. Keiko scoring first. He's not there. Luther. And then Sac gets the first yellow card, and San Diego's the first team to score.
Ooh.
All right, William, what do you got for a prediction?
Okay, because I just heard your podcast episode since Thursday, so I know it's going to get a little bit interesting score. I say everyone says 1-1, but I'm getting a little bit bolder. I'm going to just say 2-1 Sacramento wins with the first goal. It might be Roro or possibly Luis Felipe. And of course, for the first yellow card, I'm guessing going down to one of the San Diego Loyal players as well.
Wow, that's bold.
That is my guess, though.
Okay.
All right,
Bold
who's
guess,
going to be
guys.
scoring first?
Either Roro or probably Luis Felipe.
Oh, you think Sacramento's
I'll
gonna
clarify.
score?
Which team is going to score first? I should clarify.
Score first. I say Sacramento does.
Okay.
All I can say is we better, because I'd love to be wrong.
No, right.
You
You
would I
said-
be
you
right
said-
by saying wait?
Yeah,
what?
yeah. You were the only one who said Sacramento would score first. Me and Jared said San Diego.
Ooh,
Yeah,
wow.
which I
So,
just heard that episode earlier. That is.
bring on the hot chip challenge. I'm gonna lose that one because I think San Diego really is gonna score first, but I'll leave my prediction at Sacramento scoring first, and I'll just acquiesce when you guys get the point.
Yep.
All I gotta say is I've lived in the desert for 12 years. I'm used to getting ass burned. So
Oh, wait. I don't know if y'all also had that, but when you said that, it muted you. I know it's. I mean, I guess it could be considered. When you said that, it muted you. I don't know if it was just timing or.
I didn't say to me. That is so silly.
Did you hear that too,
Oh,
Sharon?
no.
Will?
No, it didn't.
He got
mute
muted
him.
for a second
What?
when he said.
When he said
you know.
what?
that was basically saying I've lived here in the desert for 12 years. Talking about the hot chip challenge. So I'm totally used to get a burn at the end.
Oh
So
my gosh.
Did it again.
Ay.
Wow.
Oh,
I don't need a
it
beeper.
already knew to bleep you. All right.
Wow.
Oh my
Man.
goodness. Ay. Okay,
Perfect
I know
timing.
Tina- Okay.
perfect
Tina
timing with the
commented.
mute. Oh,
Okay.
Jared,
Wow.
you're so upped up.
Wow.
no, that'll be tomorrow night.
No, the thing muted me. I said something, but the thing muted me. God
It also
damn
muted
it.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh. That is so
Wow.
entertaining.
It's. I think we might have to start recording our podcast on StreamYard.
Well, we self-censor.
Well, thank you, StreamYard. That's good because when we're live, we can't censor, so it's working out, working out good.
Okay.
But yeah.
And by the way,
Yeah.
Tina comment earlier says, I like all of my opinions, including predictions, but I think it may be a tie. I think it may be close to it. Yeah. But I know the game is going to be so challenging, Tina.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
the
think we
draw
all
is definitely a Yeah, I think the draw is definitely a consensus. Given the fact that our history against San Diego.
Yeah.
Yes, I know San Diego plays very well. There are highs of wins and lows of losses. Some are draws. It can be varied. And by the way, don't forget about Lennon Donovan's coaching, because LD's coaching pretty flawless at this time.
You're
Yeah.
so funny. You read my mind like a cheap novel. I will tell you, I was just going to say, William, this is a team of mini Landon Donovan, so he knows how to break down a defense. And all I can tell you is, Dan, Connor, Josh, and Duke, if you're listening, you guys better freaking cover the back line, and you better get in behind your keeper if anything zips through. Jack, everybody's got to put in some work. Nobody gets to rest. Matt LaGrassa, don't rest. Luis Felipe, you better make some work getting back into the back line and swivelhead that. Go back to Mr. Swivelhead like I saw you last year and a little bit this year. Just be on it, because they're going to break it down. They really are good at breaking down defenders.
Exactly.
So I have a question. Since we're playing Mr. Donovan's team, does that mean we're going to have to get Mr. Casey a new kit? So that way it reads Spray Dan on the back?
Oh,
Since we're playing Don Open?
Autocrat kit, that will work out. Yeah. Because I know the World Cup beginning next month, so he will be doing some World Cup commentary role.
probably.
Fox
And
Sports,
also,
so hopefully
they'll drag those old commercials back out. Spray Dan. Yeah. Oh my God, that would be so ideal. I wonder if Dan Casey even knows about that little hidden gem. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure he will.
If I kept my contacts with folks back at Wells Fargo, I'd say if there's any way to bring back some of those commercials, but they're probably still on YouTube though.
Yeah, definitely so. It will be on it too.
Yeah, they probably they should be. I mean, those were pretty iconic commercials too, and yeah, they should be somewhere too. And I'm like looking for it now.
Of course, also there's the commercial that one of our scarves got featured in as well. The Lost My Card commercial, where the guy goes into the pub. The pub has all sorts of scarves, including two that at the time Wells Fargo had done custom debit cards for. The Charlotte Independents, who of course are now in League One or League Two. I think League One, I believe. And of course, you saw one of our scarves. I think actually this one right here, I believe.
Hmm.
I'll have to dig those up.
Yeah, we should throw those on the wall for a little while, just to kind of get us juiced up, because at the end of the day, when MLS and USL Championship and our leagues are over, World Cup is right there to just kind of catch us up.
Yeah. Can't wait.
All the other
I've been
leagues.
watching the World Cup for so long, since I started watching back in 2010 in
Nice.
South Africa, and it was so amazing to watch.
That was a good year for us. The
Yeah,
World-
exactly right.
yeah.
And this year we get to have turkey dinner and soccer.
There you
Yes,
go.
Yeah.
that is true. Just a day before the USA against England match, it is coming up soon, which is I'm so totally excited to watch.
We got to figure out where everybody's going to be watching it. Where's the Outlaws?
Watch party.
American Outlaws are going to be watching it. They've got to have a big venue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's gotta
they
be.
are. I know there are going to be a massive venues around the corner, because right now I'm still thinking in my mind there are so many good venues out there. Then maybe I'll be heading down to San Francisco.
Wait, not
I'll
Oakland?
be up.
Sorry.
No, but not Oakland, San Francisco, because I will be heading down to this iconic place. It's called the Keezer Pub, which is it has an amazing soccer viewing party experiences, and they are definitely a huge Liverpool fans club in this area. So yeah, I'll check it out.
Yeah, well, the games are going to be pretty early too. So if anyone
Yeah,
is
beginning
going.
around 11 a.m. our time, that is.
And yeah, I think there might be like a 8 a.m. one there too. I think.
Yeah, what time is
Jeez.
I think it's on 11 a.m. Pacific. I think that is officially confirmed.
So that means it's going to be 12 noon here, given the fact that Phoenix is going to be moving back to an hour ahead of California around that time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, right. So, separate subject. The English Premier League is going on. Friends Rebecca Lowe and Carlton Cole are in Philadelphia. I don't know if anybody saw my social media post, but Carlton Cole is actually going to be one of the special guests on the Philly Fan Fest for NBC's Premier League broadcast. They're broadcasting a festival. And my buddy Carlton is, in fact, in Philadelphia. And it was quite cool because I was messaging him going, "Are you in Philadelphia?" Because I saw like this thing and it's like, Carlton's in Philadelphia. Oh my gosh. And he says, "Yes, I'm in Philadelphia. I'll see Rebecca. I'll tell her hello." And then I messaged Rebecca saying, "Please give Carlton a big hug for me." If I had the ability and the free time, I would be back there in Philadelphia. That would be so much fun. I hope someday.
And he was wearing an Eagles jersey too.
Sorry.
He was. Well, I'll put it this way: as long as he isn't wearing a Pats or Bucks jersey, I'm fine with it. It's just weird seeing him wear an Eagles jersey, you know, as they call them in Jersey, not Eagles, but Eagles.
Oh.
I know.
Oh.
Well, I was waiting to see him try to take a field goal, right? You know, and he kind of complained that he hasn't played in like, I don't know how many years. And then he kind of backed himself up and said, well, actually, it's only been 3 years. But the dude's been not training, but he's touched the ball a few times, you know, as a coach, they do. So I bet you he could have done it, but he might have broken a hip. Who knows? Sorry, Carlton, if he'll never listen to this, but you know, if he tried a field goal shot, he would have broke a hip.
Better hope he isn't listening.
I know, right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, he's already in the States, right? So it's 11 if he's
Yeah,
Yep, 3 hours.
But knowing him, well, he's got to be early at the Philly Fan Fest. But knowing him, I can't say that he'd be in bed right now. I just, I don't think he'd. I'm just not seeing him. Although he's on England time, so maybe he's tired. Maybe he did go to turn in early. But he's with all of his buddies, right? And what are you going to do when you're in the States with all your buddies? You stay up all night.
Cheesesteaks.
Cheesesteaks.
Yep.
Exactly.
Philly cheesesteaks. Mm-hmm.
And they got Wawa out there too.
So you know darn well that this girl is going to be recording because I'm not going to get up at 4 a.m. to watch the Premier League live, the pre-show show. I'll record it and try to watch it a little bit later, but I'll be dialed in. What a big match though tomorrow. Man City, Liverpool. Oh my goodness. It threw my whole Premier League fantasy football thing for a loopy. It's like I had to ditch all my Liverpool players. Sorry.
Oh.
I mean, they are playing against Holland.
Oh man, that's going to be a tough one right there.
It is, yeah.
Anyhow, back to Sac Republic. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail the conversation, but I just had to say. Anyhow. All right, Luis, are we out?
All right. Yeah, I think we are about done with tonight's show too. It's been really great. Now we just look forward to tomorrow and hopefully hope for the best. And like you said, let's not wait for New Mexico to win to like lose or tie to get our 4th place, because we need to get it, getting the 3 points and showing everyone that this team is back and back strong to make sure that we start the playoffs off in the best foot possible, and to make sure that we can make a run for it too. So, and thank you so much to everyone for tuning in. Tina, thank you for tuning in as well. Night all, go team. We all got the positive vibes going on here for tomorrow. So, Jared, Sharon, William, thank you for being on here today. It's been really great. Looking forward to next week. Hopefully, us talking about a home playoff match against again New Mexico or RGB is probably the likelihood if we see some positivity tomorrow.
Good night, Tina. Good night, Tina.
I think she already sign up for sure.
Yeah. Also visit sacsoccerpod.com again. Hear all of our podcast episodes on there. Also, if you ever want to watch the live show and you just don't want to hop on YouTube, go on sacsoccerpod.com/live, and that gets you over here to the live show as well. So we made it easier for everyone to tune in there. But of course, if you'd like to subscribe, please subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate it as well. All right, everyone, have a great night, and we'll see you next week on our podcast. Bye. Let's go Republic.
See ya, and good luck, and go Republic.
All
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
All right, you could still.
What
you could
was
still
that?
Go.
all ham, no bologna. That's what we need tomorrow.
Pick up the goal. Yes.
The goal tape, the tape goal, or
Pick up the goal. True.
no, you know what? It wasn't just Jared being there, but we forgot to hear something. I don't know why. I got too ahead of myself. I haven't even heard.
Yeah. Cue the music, Luis.
Change it up back. Yeah.
We forgot.